Hello, good afternoon. Let's do sound check. Can everyone hear my voice? Okay. Are you okay? Let me see.
Yeah, okay, can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. Good afternoon. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Wani from Top 4 Site. And we actually going to have more people coming in later. So let them come in later. I welcome you and congratulate you for being here on time. All right. So we are here today for today's session, free learning session that we normally host on Monday basis. So this time the topic is an introduction to performance tracking and reward distribution. All right. So some of you have following us when we started this. So actually last session we talk about we discussed on performance setting using the key focus area methodology. So basically, once we have developed the set of objective statements, okay, performance metric with the set target, it's actually important to also have the ability to do the tracking on what we have set. All right. So in this session, we are going to show and share with you how to use performance tracking smart tool to track the performance metric and show you how to conduct performance analytics effectively. All right. And we also want to share with you how to conduct the pool distribution, the bonus distribution. What are the various methods and considerations as we want to conduct the exercise. All right. So our speaker for today is Mr. Anthony Tan. Many of you actually have known him. So we have been in this doing this for more than 20 over years, Mr. Anthony. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Mr. Anthony to come in and join us and further proceed on with the session. Please welcome.
Okay, thank you very much, Wani. Good afternoon to all of you here. All right, first of all, it's a pleasure to have all of you here today. And today I'm going to share with you, because some of you have attended the what they call KPI, managing KPI in the new norm. And actually the result of why today we have these free sessions of the topics we discussed, because basically in the last sessions, we talked about performance assessment. And somebody actually brought up to me that how do you do tracking? So I think that's the reason why I want to share with you what is performance tracking. And of course, to illustrate, I'm going to use smart tools. I mean, many of you can create your own tracking devices. It's not a problem. But I'm going to show you how we're going to do tracking systems. All right. Now, the way we're going to communicate is very straightforward. I would like this to be a dialogue session. I know it's 1 hour plus sessions, but please, any questions, you can do me a favor. You just key into the chat and post me a questions. There are 2 ways you can do. One is you can ask me directly. Please stop me at any point in time. I always believe learning must be instantaneous. And if something that you have a question, feel free to ask the questions. I think that's important. 2, if sometimes you might not want to interrupt me, you can actually key into the chat sessions so that post the questions. And then eventually my staff will able to pull up those questions for me so that I can able to answer you on those things that we need to do. All right. Now, first of all, if you're ready, we're going to use same thing. I always use numeric number. If you're all ready, just key a 1 for me so that we know that we can get started. Just key a 1 so that we know that we can start. Okay, so just key a 1 and then we can proceed with the sessions here. I'm going to share with you my screenshot. All right. Sorry. And share with my screenshots. All right. All right. Okay, let me just get a few things organized first. All right, today, part of the learning sessions is to look at performance tracking. Of course, I put down there analytics. Part of performance tracking today is with technology. Today, we not only just track, we actually can do analysis as well. And the other one I want to share with you about reward distributions. Okay, I want to share with you what's the difference between pool distributions and so forth. All right. Now, in the last session, we discussed on performance setting and performance assessment using KFA methodology, means key focus areas. So some of you who are new, who didn't attend the session, and just to write the key focus areas method, maybe afterward, I'll just do a very quick intro to show what's KFA and so forth. Okay, so once you have developed the objective and measure, you do the assessment. Now, part of performance appraisal is actually performance assessment and performance setting. Now, once you already set your measures and you already decide what you want to go for, what is the kind of result you want to get, I think it's equally important to be able to track the result of the various performance metric, at least on a monthly basis. Of course, depending on the kind of measure you have, depending on the degree, some measure you can track on a daily or weekly or monthly, it doesn't matter, but minimum you must able to do is to track on a monthly basis. That's the simplest of all performance tracking that you actually can do. All right, so I think that's a very important part. So this is something that we're going to do today. Now, what I also going to do basically is, I'm going to illustrate performance tracking, and of course, I'm going to use a smart tool. Some of you who really want the smart tool after the demo, I can actually give you a demo set so that you can actually play with it to see how it's been done and so forth, right? To track performance metric and also the ability to conduct performance analytics. But what is performance analytics basically is this. When you have two measures, okay, usually we have more than two measures. When you have 2 or 3 measures, we want to see whether the correlation between how each measure affects the other. All right, for example, it could be revenue against volume, whether there's a difference, things, it could be in terms of services you deliver against revenues. It could be many other elements that we want to do. So today with technology, actually, we can do a couple of things in this. So this is one thing I will be covering today. I'm going to use 2 things here. Number 1, I will use Smart 2. And number 2, I'm going to use our cloud solution analytics to show you some example. And one of the things I want to use will be basically to use the COVID-19 information to show how you can actually dissect and look at information in a very detailed manner. All right, so we can actually do a couple of things here. The second part of the session, I'm going to look at how you actually conduct bonus assign and bonus pool distributions. All right, so there's a couple of things that we're going to do is, what is the difference between bonus assign or assign bonus you want to call it, or pool bonus you want to call it, all right? And parameters are very different because the fundamental requires a different way of looking at it. I will show you a demonstration to look at various things that we want to do. All right, now let's go back to this first part. Okay, now to do this, I would like to quickly go and share with you what we have covered in the last sessions. Now, in the last session, those who attended my the two half-day sessions, I went to talk about how do you actually manage KPI in the new norm. And basically, in that 2-day session, I was only covering the subject on performance assessment and performance setting. Means how do you set the performance metrics and so forth. So we actually cover a lot in depth into how do you set up. So in the last session, we talked about, okay, key focus areas, as you know very well, what are key focus areas and how to use key focus methodology to do it. If some of you need to look at it, we're going to share with you on how to actually develop objective measure through the key focus areas methodology. All right. So these are the sessions that I've covered in the previous program. All right. Today, I'm going to show you basically how to do analytics. Okay. I'm going to show you using a cloud solution as well to show you how to use simple tools like a smart tool here. All right. Now I'm going to show you a sample. Now this is a typical what they call a smart tool. All right. So in this smart tool, basically, you will have, for example, different set. You can see set 1, set 2, set 3, set 4. You can set any particular parameters you want to do pertaining to how to track performance. So this is actually a simple smart tool. I'm going to use it to share with you this. All right. Now I'm going to show you a sample of how we actually track performance of individual. Now, this particular sample I want to share with you is this is a sales performance of a division. In this, there are maybe 3 or 4 salespeople, and there is a sales support. And then the organization want to see whether how to track the result and so forth. All right. So let me just close this first. Okay. I'm not going to save it. I'm going to show the sample. All right. Okay. Now, in this example, that is assuming that the organization have decided to do the performance once you set up the performance assessment. But I have people ask me, but Anthony, we don't do appraisal. Can we use this to do tracking if I'm quite clear what I want, the things I want to do here? So in this example, it's very interesting. I provide 5 sets actually. One is the sales performance of region 12, all right? And what does this company wants to do is want to track only 4 measures: revenue, sales volume, customer claim against sales revenue, and then certain things pertaining to certain compliance that this company wants to look at it. Under this division, there are actually 3 executive sales at James Lee, City, and Norma, if you can look at it, all right? And for James Lee, City, and Norma, there are 1, 2, 3, there are 5 measures, okay? So in other words, we are assessing this 3% based on every month, how much revenue they're collected. I want to know the information. I want to know also the sales volume, because this particular company, they sells various products and the pricings can be very different. So I want to see whether there's a correlation between revenues and sales. And of course, I want to track whether they deliver the work on time. And of course, the next one will be customer claim against sales. Means every month, if there's a claim, okay, what is the total amount of claim? Again, the total volumes that was generated and so forth. And of course, the fifth one is response time. Okay, so here we use very simple measures: response and success rate to work standard of greater than X% per month. That means to say, what happened is that at the end of each month, okay, we will assess James Lee whether he achieved this success rate of response time on a monthly basis. So basically, we are just tracking his performance based on a monthly basis. All right. So basically, this is an important aspect of it. All right. Now, of course, you can also have a report. Now, you can actually go and click in the report. You can see the report by the month, and you can see how the report has been generated. In other words, there are also reports that you can actually track on it here. Of course, I can look at the mean report. I can then go back into the mean page again. So it allows you to track performance of various people. Now, some people ask me, do I need to use the smart tool? Answer is you can create your own smart tool as well, but the parameters are the same. We have a client, for example, very interestingly, before we actually went in, they're actually using Excel as well to actually do performance tracking on a monthly basis. This is manufacturing. So the techniques I want to share with you is no different from what you probably can do for it. But of course, if you're interested, I will actually send in, give you the demo set. If you just make a request, I will say that anything that you want, you have to send a request to us. Then only then we will send the demo set for you to actually have a look at it. Pretty things that you want to do. All right. So this is a smart tool. All right. Each of them have their sales report. They can actually do it. Now let's look at James. So in order to go into James, what I'm going to do is I will just click here. So these are all object driven. All smart tools are all object based. So I click on James. So when I click on James, I will see all the informations of James. In this case, I want to see his, what you call, in this case, I can actually make it bigger. Okay, I can actually make it smaller so that I can see his performance and so forth. So in this case, I can see James. So in this case, I want to measure his revenue, the sales volume, timely delivery, customer claim, and response time. So now this is monitored on a monthly basis. Of course, because of the 5 measure, they are all based on different way of calculating or formula types. Like revenue is just only a single data in. So in this case, I can change the formula types and what formula types I want to use. So volume is all the same. Timely delivery customer are based on percentage. So I use A over B. So every month, what I do is I will just key in the revenue. In this case, it's 213. So I key in the 213 here that it shows me. So in this case, sales revenue, I'll go 213. You can put remark. You can actually key in the status, whether it is minor issues, major issues, good or no issues, and you can key in the remarks. So what happened is this. In this example, I will just key in all the result on the monthly basis into the smart tools. So in this case, whatever result I have, I will just key everything into the smart tools here. All right. So of course, I can look at the result. I want to look at the whole analysis of the result. I'll go back to see the result and so forth. Okay. So what I do is once the result has been entered already, all right, once I'm result entered already, what happened now is I can see, for example, what is the information. I can just click on it. I can see the information. In this case, I can see the whole tabulations of the result of sales revenue from January to December. So in this case, I will be able to see what is his revenue. Now, obviously, in James' case, there's a big issue. There's a dip toward the month of November to December. So straight away, it shows you. It shows James is doing pretty well in the middle of the year, doing pretty well. There was a dip, and then after that, there's a major dip. And if you look at it, compared to his volume, same thing, volume also reflects the sales revenue here. All right. So in terms of response time, initially it was very bad, but it shows that it slowly recovered in terms of the percentage of the response. Now for 2 months, it couldn't respond it well. In terms of customer claim, all right, which means to say the amount of claim is keep going up, which is also a tail sign to show you that there is a problem at the end of the year because the claim is high and the revenue has gone down. So obviously there is some issue pertaining to something which in this case, we will have to look at James' case here. So it allows you to do this simple analysis here. So this is just an example of how you can do. Of course, I can, if I want to change, you want to see accumulative, I can just say accumulative, so I can see accumulative in this manner, okay? It showed that again, there's a dip in this event. Or if I decided I want to show both, I can see accumulative plus, but in this case, I can't see much because it's not meaningful. So of course, in this case, I will look at by month. So today, you can actually develop a very smart tool to allow you to see information that you want here. Now, at the same time, I might decided that I'm not going to look at response. I want to look at customer claim, or I want to look at his timely delivery to see whether there was an issue with his work. I can change the measure, and in this case, I know timely delivery is 3. So I'm going to move it to 3. Which to me show me his timely delivery of work. Okay, so that will show you accumulative. There was a dip, and actually, in matter of fact, his timely delivery is pretty good. Of course, I might want to see by the month to see what actually happened. So in this case, I can actually see the whole information. There were only 2 months which he didn't deliver on time, which is April and June. Other than that, all the timely delivery are done on time. So in this case, I can actually look at accumulative again. So that's why there was a dip in this 2 months because, but other than that, he's been improvingly consistently to see the result. All right. So I can also change, and I decided I want to change back to 5 again. So I want to see his response time against informations. I might want to just only see by month to see what is his response time. So I will show, so basically show only 2 months that he didn't do well in this particular case. All right. So in this case, I want to see. So today, it's very, very important that we must able to analyze data so that we can able to troubleshoot. Just imagine, for example, in James' case, and if I suddenly see that in the month of August and September is dipping, I will immediately go and address the issue first. Actually, what is wrong with James' situation? I will then address the situation, and immediately I probably can prevent this dip. If I have this data, I can do intervention almost immediately here. Okay, so this is the show. So of course I can click back again. Now I want to see, for example, in this case, I want to see City, okay? Here, all the data are key in just to expedite the learning process. I can look at City case. So City case is pretty good here. So I'm even able to, after that, I'm going to show that I can actually compare between City and James result here. So today, analytical tools combined with performance tracking is a very important combination here, all right, to see how the various things that need to do here. Now, again, the situation between, James and City was that City was doing well. There was a dip in her response time that suddenly she began to put it up here. All right. So these are very important information that you can do analysis here. So in other words, you can actually do this kind of analysis when you do performance tracking. So with data, it can be extremely powerful that you can do that. All right. Now, at the same time, I've decided that in this case, I can see James, I can see City, I can see Norma. All right, I want to see Norma. I can see Norma information as well. So Norma shows me what are the sales performance. I can see Norma. Now, so at the same time, I can look at individual performance. But now I might have a situation, I decide to combine the result together. Now, what is important is with analytical tool, I can now do a combinations. I click and see one. I can see now, I want to compare. This is the total sales revenue, all right, of sales division, region 12. At the same time, I can see revenue for James, revenue for Norma, and revenue for City, all right. So straight away, I know Norma is a bit of up and down. City has been very, very consistent to show you how are the revenues. Now, I also want to compare, for example, if you do data and trade, I also want to look at sales volume. Now, all these things you can change according to what you want to do. I'll look at the sales volume. So that it was a peak. James was doing very good. There was also a peak for Norma. But other than City has been very, very consistent in the way how she generates the sales revenue. I might also want to look at, for example, in terms of their customer claim. Now, obviously, generally, the company is doing quite well in April, and there was also the customer claim, despite the fact that James' customer claim has gone up, which is not good. Now, it helped because I think City and Norma is doing pretty well. Norma actually has a very good issues in the month of September. Well, that's why there was a little bit of dip here to know why the claim goes up, and it simply shows me that this because of the Norma situation. But interestingly, you notice that even though James, the customer claim has gone up, but generally in December is dip because it is helped by City, claim has gone down. Same thing with Norma has come down. Despite there's a dip, amount of claim has gone up for James, but generally it shows in this manner. So you can do quite a lot of different way of tracking results. Okay, in this case, of course, there's none here. So I can actually do this. Okay, so this is a very important part of performance tracking. You can key in the result every month. You can actually do an analysis in this particular manner so you can see this. All right. Any questions so far? Anyone got any questions? All right. This is just to show to you how the various things has been done in this manner. All right. Now, at the same time, I might want to decide that I want to combine all the graph together. I can actually click here, and I can now actually look at all the graph together. In this case, I can see how the performance of the revenues against these particular issues. I may decide that I just only want to see the three of them. I just take it up. I can see how the performance result they come in. I can actually put it in here back. So I can superimposed in this particular manner. All right, so I can see the sales results. I can also toggle between what we call volumes and sales revenue in this case. Now, please take note, all these are dynamic. You can actually change anything that you want. You can actually change the result. I will probably send you but please remember, you must make a request to us. Then I'll send you a demo set. You can actually play with it to see how the various results that you can see here. All right, so you can actually see the result. I can also interchange, and I decided that I want to see here by accumulative. I just change it. It would then change the whole dynamic nature of how the information that you can see and how it can be done here. All right. So this is a very simple analytics on how monthly tracking. Now, it's no point if you track the data, just only a single data. The data must be combined together. So in other words, all the various people, you don't track them individually. You have to put the whole data in so you can actually look at data in a very powerful manner and so forth. All right. So of course I can trigger. I can of course change the whole month by cumulative. So you can see how the various data you want to do. All right. Okay, so this is why performance tracking today is no more just track what you do. We need to know the interrelation between the various measures and so forth. All right, so I can actually pick up any particular information that I want and see in this particular format. I can also see the result that I want, and it will allow me to see the tabulation of the result. So I can see all the results of the various things. So I can see the result. I can just click and to see what is the result here. So very useful. You can see the information. At the same time, it allows you to see the relationship of the various measures that you want to look at it. All right. Okay, so that is analytic using a very simple tool called Smart Tool using Excel. Afterward, I'm going to share with you using cloud solution that we have and show you how actually so powerful that you can actually centralize the data in this manner. All right. Okay, those who I mentioned to you, those who are interested to what we call have the sample set, just send a request to us and I will send you the sample set. Now, those who want to use a sample set, we can teach you and I'll send you some guide on how to use the sample set in this manner. So that is called very dynamic way of performance tracking, okay, where data can be interchanged. I can look at information from a various element here. If I want to look at just Arumugam again, I click here and I can look at Arumugam and it shows me Arumugam's in terms of his timely delivery of work. Okay, I can show you in terms of rework over assignment. So rework over assignment, in this case, Arumugan is not doing well because the amount of rework toward the end of the last 6 months is only increased. Something is very wrong here. All right. Then issue resolve. Okay, so his issue resolve is also a problem. He's not able to resolve the issues as much as he wants. And the other thing is, take for example, his collections. So I can see the amount of collection he has. Initially was very good. It started to slow down in a month. Then only toward the third quarter, fourth quarter of the year that the collection has come out. Now, if you want to look at the detail of the collection, I can just click here. Sorry. And I just want to see by the month to see what are the amount that he has collected. It shows me percentage of collectors. It can show in this case. So in this case, this is a very simple measure. We measure by success rate. Every month you give him a target. Okay, I just want to share with you today. I think I want most of you learn how to make measures simple. So in this case, every month he's given a target, all right, to achieve the amount of collection. So it shows you these are the collection and that there are 3 months in which you cannot achieve the target, then you can achieve a target. Here, we don't measure by the amount you collected, you measure by the success rate you are given to do the collections here. All right. So today, I just want to encourage all of you to use simple measures so that you can see the correlations and things like this. A later part, you can even put in success, what they call plus factors in the calculation. All right. So the key today is make measure as simple as possible that anyone can track. Most important thing is it must able to be quantified here. All right. Okay, so I can just go back and I click here back and you can go to the front page. All right. Anyone got any question here? Is it simple enough? You think, am I going too fast, or do you think that it helps you? If you think it's okay, please. Okay, how do you request for a sample? Okay, my sample set is very simple. You just have to send an email to us. Okay, send an email to Wani or Pavi, and then she will then send you the what you call the things. You can email to info@top4set. Just request a sample set. Now, let me also share with you this. Learning is a continuous thing. When you receive the sample set, all right, and if you are not too sure, of course, my staff will send you some simple guidelines where to click and so forth. We provide you the thing. If you do not know, please do call us as well, and we will try to help you in this manner. All right, so you can actually set it up in any manner, and everything are very, very dynamic.
Hi, Anthony, can you hear me? This is Bernard. A question for you.
Yep, thanks. Yeah, I can hear you, Brendan. Yes.
Okay. So, for instance, if I want to look at James, City, and Norma together, based on the shortfall against the target on a monthly basis for 1 year, right? All together in one go, the three of them shortfall against target every month, say on a percentage basis.
Yeah.
So, how do I see that?
Okay. If you want to do that, you have to change the measures because it's all depending on what measure you want to set up, Bernard.
So the dimension and measures you can determine and drop it somewhere and it comes up.
Yeah,
is it?
Yeah. You can change, and okay, just give an example. I can add a new measures. Okay, I can add a new measures to see any measures that you have, and all these measures are customized. For example, the client wants to use, there's a library, but of course. Here, this library we provided you 177 of measures, which cater for at least 80–90% of most measures that you ever need here. All right. And the measure that we provide in the library are some of the latest standard measures that you can get here in here. So of course, later part, I mean, if you have other things, we can always help you to add up new measures and so forth. Yeah. So it's very much depending on the measure you want to measure. For example, you want to set again meet target, then you can set the parameters here. But because for this purpose of demo, I want to keep it very simple. We can actually do a very complex way of tracking measures in detail if you want to do. Yeah, we can measure success. Have I answered your question, Bernard?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it, but I understand what you mean. Okay, so you can do it. Can I just put two existing measure and create my own measure? You already have two. Can I create a third measure myself based on the existing measures?
Yes, of course. You can. It's not a problem. You can actually, because for sample, for demo, I normally don't want to put too many things inside. I keep what are the things that most people will want to look for, like revenues, like volumes, okay, like claims, like response time, things like this here. And if you notice the response time that I use is an entirely new measures. The response time is called success rate to WS X% per month. All right. So in this particular response time, I'm evaluating, in this case, James on a month-by-month basis, whether he responded to a requirement you have. Because sometimes it is very difficult when you have a large volume of response, you do not know how you want to respond. And when you do tracking, by the time you wait for the year end already, you probably won't have enough information to actually objectively or able to quantify the performance measures. So today, what I always encourage people is keep measure as simple as possible. Okay, there's no hard and fast rule about it. Of course, if you have like manufacturing is very good because you can actually key in a lot of very detailed part. After I want to show the cloud solution, you can see. One of my clients, for example, a very big Japanese company, you will be amazed that they are now following a very simple method of tracking result of manufacturing using simple, powerful measures. Instead of, for example, they want to measure production or waste. They don't now measure what's the amount of waste that you reduce. They will set a target on a month basis. As long as you meet that target, all right, you will consider as that month you achieve the target. If you didn't achieve the waste target in that month, you get a 0 point. all right? And then what they do is they incorporate what we call plus factor. Plus factor means to say that assuming my waste, I want to reduce to 10%, all right? The means the amount of waste allowed is 10% for the total manufacturing that I do for that month. But assuming in my waste can go down to maybe 5% on that particular month and conserve 2 months, I can do that, you get a plus factor concept. So in other words, today balance measures are very powerful. You can do a lot of check and balance. And you can see that my client is doing very well in tracking performance. Everybody are keeping on the toe. The other important aspect of measure is to make sure the work standards are there, because tracking can be done on a month-by-month basis. You either put a very high work standard. Work standard means you set the requirement performance parameters you need to accomplish on a month-by-month basis. All right. So you can see that, you know, such a big manufacturing company, they were able to track their performance result so well. In fact, last year, they're doing extremely well. Partly also because of COVID-19 situation. They're in an industry where they just happen to do well. But on the other hand, I would also say is that some of the key measures like waste management and all these things, they track it very well. All right. And they're making sure everybody are aware of the performance result on a month-by-month basis.
Okay, I have a question. Sorry, Anthony.
Yeah.
Now, once we establish the measure, the result, is your system able to interface with the ERP so that we don't have to key in this result?
Yes, the answer is absolutely 100%. That I will show you the cloud solution afterward. Everything can be integrated. Yes. Okay. Let me now show you the cloud solution, because I think I spent enough time here already. I will show you the cloud solution. All right. I'm going to, okay, I see if it doesn't matter. Let me just show you the cloud solution. Okay. I'm going to use a cloud solution now. What am I doing? Okay. So I want you to understand there are many platforms that you can actually embark on. So this is a cloud solution. Okay, I'm going to show analysis here. Now what is interesting now is that you can actually organize any kind of measure into a cluster. Okay, the cloud solution that we have is extremely powerful. Means to say, number one, it can be integrated. Number one, it can be shared by different people, and the data will come in. For example, if I have there are 3 persons reporting to me, and I want to analyze each of the report on the 3 persons, I don't have to go and worry about each of them can key the result in. All the data can be integrated from ERP system. ERP just put the data in automatically on a day-by-day basis or month-by-month basis. You can actually see this information here. Let me just show something which I think everyone, something that is of interest to all of us. Let's look at COVID-19 trackers. All right. Now this is a COVID-19 trackers. Here is dynamic. We allow it here. I program it to see the current 6 months. Means it will always keep floating the latest 6 months. So you keep, it's a moving target all the time. So here shows the COVID-19 situation in Malaysia. All right. Here we only track 3 results: death, recover, and new cases. But if I want to see what is the amount of death, because the death are very small, again, all these numbers, I just have to, I can see what is the death situation if I want to do it. All right. So of course, just now the ones is Excel, it's a very simple one, but the tracking tools that we have are extremely powerful. You can actually do this. Of course, I can just put it back again. I want to see the whole result here. All right. Now at the same time, I want to see by month. Okay, I want to see by month, so I can actually now do a tabulation to see what is the situation. So obviously it shows us that we are very bad from December to January. All right, but if you want to see death, I can just often see the death, and I can see the result in this manner. So here will allow me, and this is called the 6 months, floating 6 months, means to say, if I go to June, it will then took the next 6 months and so forth, because I can set up in any parameters that I want to here. Okay, so I can just put day again, and I can also change the display into a cumulative. So I want to see what's the cumulative parameters. I can see the cumulative. I want to see the depth. I can actually see in this manner. So of course, it shows you there was a dip and then they're coming down. And want to see the actual depth, I can actually see each day the result, the number of depth that we have. And this is the cumulative depth. All right. So I can see total depth as And of course, this accumulative will take from here until here. But if I want to see, for example, the whole total COVID-19 situation in Malaysia, all right, I will state fixed, so I can see the total death. I can see the whole information that I want to. All right, so of course, I decided actual. So in this case, I will put cumulative because just nice doesn't update. So I can actually see the cumulative. Then I put it was the total death is 1,550. Total new cases is 417,000. And all you have to do basically is, of course, I can put actual. All right. This, for information, our cloud solution is ported in, we're using Azure, Microsoft Azure, so it's in Singapore. So I just see by month, I can see each month and so. Now here, of course, you see May is not very accurate. There was a dip, it slowed down, but when you go to May, you might see there's an upward curve. We do not know yet, but it will show you the various pattern of death. I can even just click on it. I can see this is a very interesting way of data tracking. So, but today data tracking must able to allow you to cut and dice and any kind of information that you want here. All right. Okay, so here we'll show you a COVID situation here. Of course, I can just put it back again. Okay, I can just change it back to dynamic. After I show some other example to show, let me see, where is it? Where's the COVID one? Okay, so I can actually program in this particular manner. All right, so once you have data tracking and data coming, it allows you to, what happened now? Okay, sorry. So in this case, I had to change bit. Yeah, there's a little bit of issue here. I had to change back to actual. So it allowed me to see how the various information done in this manner. So this is just to show you how powerful it is. And what is important is that you can always add another measure in. For example, I might decide to add weather. So whether has any impact on this measure. As long as you have a data on the daily matters of weather, and you can actually add in this information here. So data tracking is very important today. It must be dynamic. It allows you to see any information that you want. I can always add in, but of course today I'm not going to show the example. Now, of course, I also very concerned about another thing, which is exchange rate. So I can click on the exchange rate. Of course, exchange rate, I always see in this case, the exchange rate. Now, if I see exchange rate between, I want to know US and pounds. So I just click on here. So I can see this is why it is concerned me, because obviously I have son studies, so I'm always very concerned about exchange rate between the various currency. Now, what is interesting, it shows the pounds are coming down against Malaysian ringgit. Of course, now I want to see US, and I was surprised that actually the US exchange rate is coming down. The trend is coming down. So of course, probably this is a good time for you to go and exchange your US currency, because the tendency it might go up again and so forth. So that is why analytics are so powerful today. You can actually take any information that you want, and you can actually see the various information that you want. All right. I just showed the various example here. I can even do, let's say, for example, I can do exchange rate between Sing currencies as against Malaysian currency. So let's say I want to know what's Malaysian currency against Sing currency. All right. Of course, I just want to know Sing currency is only. I just click it off. All right. So basically, it went as much as 310 and then come down, and now it's about 307 as of today, I think. So that allowed you to see any kind of information that you want. Of course, I want to compare with Thai currency to see what happened. So I just look at Thai currency. So I can just actually look at the Philippines. I can actually look at the situation. So this allowed you to, especially some of you who are in export business, you might very interesting see. So Myanmar is flat, okay. Vietnam's currency, so it's also quite flat in the sense that how the data. Now, why is flat? Because of the exchange rate. Here is the multiplier. We actually put in the multiplier to see the result and so forth. Of course, I can even, let's say, I want to see the sales result. In this case, I want to see sales volume. I now can combine all the sales volume together. So I can see all the different sales volume of ABC company and so forth. And
so can you move it to 2Y, your sales volume and your exchange rate on the 1Y?
Sorry?
The axis, you're still using one axis for the Y-axis, right?
Yes, yep.
Is there a 2Y axis that I can use?
2Y axis.
That means my axis, since I got two measures here, two,
yes,
right? So,
yep.
so that the if I mean, do you have, that means if I put in two measures, do you have a 2Y, or your graphs are all only X and Y?
Okay.
Sorry, I know you know what I mean by 2Y, second Y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you're referring to, or what?
No. So example here, okay, let's just, for example, put in exchange rate example.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Let's say USD and ringgit exchange rate, for example, right? Okay, USD and pound, right? So you got two. So I want to see what is the monthly sales during this period, but with the exchange rate shown on the graph, then the sales will be appearing on the 2Y, second Y. The current Y is 5.65 to 5.75.
Okay. Yeah, I understand what you mean. Yes, our system able to display in this number and also in percent. Let me see.
I see.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, we can do that. Let me show you. Let me see whether I have such an information here.
I think operation sales, operation unit sales.
Operation unit sales. Which one is it, Wani? Operation. Which one is
this,
it? Is this the one?
No.
Oh, no. Which is the one? Operation.
Operating unit sales number S1.
Yes.
In
Operating unit sales. Operating unit sales. S1.
In the center. Now to
okay.
eyes. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
you click S1.
Huh? I click S1. S1, is it?
This is S1, right?
This is S1.
Yeah, S1. No, there is, you can show that. Let me see it. Is it monthly, daily? No, there's no data here. Okay. Oh yes. There is one that shows two axes. Which is the one, right? The answer is yes.
Okay, fine.
The answer is yes, but let me just show you something that actually, is it here? Let me see. No, actually answer is yes. You were able to display 2Y. One, it could be in dollar cent, one could be in percentage. Let me see whether I can see. This is the one. Yes, we have a situation where no, it doesn't. You asked me a question, but today I cannot find the sample to show to you.
So for example, in this exact graph that you have, orange and the blue is the volume, right? Because the volume, you see, it's just parallel to the x-axis. Then I will introduce this volume into the 2Y so that the y-axis format, the format, I will probably put 1 to 2,000. Because now it's starting with 5,000, 10,000, 15,000. You cannot see the volume in terms of, relative to this.
Yeah, I just show you this. This is more interesting. I can actually use multiplier here. But if I want to see sales volume, I have to click on here. You will able to see the sales volume.
Yeah, normally we see relative to the revenue.
Yeah. Okay.
So this will be exactly the 2Y.
Yeah. So you can actually see the volume. Okay. But if I want to see the graph representation of the volume, I can put a multiplier here. I put 100. Okay. You will see what happened here. So it will show you here. But when I mouse over it, it will show me what is the actual volume. Okay. What is the actual revenue. But because I put a multiplier just to, I can, let's say, put it maybe 200, for example, just to able to show I just want to show fundamental. So in this case, I what we call magnified the result of the volume here. Yeah. Actual fact, you can have even two different unique measures. For example, here could be measured in terms of number. Here could be measured in terms of percentage. All right. So it allows you to see comparatively between two different Y factors. Yes. But I cannot find where is it the sample here.
No problem.
Okay, I hope I answered your question pertaining to that requirement.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let me see whether there is a COVID here, whether I can show this situation here. Because it's out of the range. Okay. No, it still doesn't show here. But of course, you can put a multiplier to see the result here. All right. So the answer is yes. You can see two axes that you can do it. Just want to remember, I showed the exchange rate. Take for example, if you look at exchange rate here, you see these are multiplier. We can actually add a multiplier to exaggerate the result so that we can see a better result instead of all you'll be just one single line. Let's say, for example, here, this Indonesia that I just put there one, you will just see a line. Hey, why is it I cannot key in?
Okay, ni dekat VPMS.
Okay, so you can't see anything. You'll be just a single line. You see what I'm saying now? So of course you had to put a multiply 10400. Then you can see. So it allows you to do a couple of things. But this is not the only strength. You can do a couple of things here. All right. So you actually can combine any kind of measure to able to do the information that you want here. All right. Okay. Now, of course, the other aspect of it is this, because we have just completed another module for this particular area, I'm going to close this first and show you another module, which eventually, I'm just going to close this first. Okay. Let me just go in again. I close it already. Okay. Hey, Wani, how do I go to another analytics? Wani?
To another analytics.
To another user. I close it already.
Okay.
Then I open again. Okay, but it come back to the same user again. I want to change the user, but it doesn't allow me to change the user.
You sign out now.
How do I
Click
sign
on
out?
top there.
Where?
Sign out.
Which one?
Kamal K, there's an arrow there, and then you sign out.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I sign out. Okay. I see. All right. So let's say here, I just key, let's say, for example, okay, I key a password, 4660331A123. Shift. Okay. So now not only have analytics, you can actually have a meeting. You can actually manage the meeting from here so that you can see who are the report, what are the reports you come in, and now you can attack analytics to the report, and then all the reports are all centralized all through the cloud solution. You don't have to even send a report. If you want to see, let's say, Harvey's one is weekly report, I just click on here. I can see, I can even look at the month of the report that she submitted. So I can see it, I want to look at customer support. I just click in here, and all this you can customize in this particular manner. All right. Okay, so these are additional features on top of analytics. And then you can actually attach the, let's say I click here. Okay, you can actually attach the analytics into your meeting so that eventually all the data can be analyzed in this manner. Okay. Any questions so far? If not, then I will go to bonus distributions, reward distributions. Are you okay, guys?
Yeah, good. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to close this and we're going to go to bonus distribution here. All right. So basically, we don't have much time, but I just want to show you how the various things need to do. Now, let's go. The next part is I'm going to share with you about how to conduct bonus assign and bonus pool distributions. To do this, I'm going to click here. Okay. I'm going to show the performance analytics, and I will go into bonus. Okay, now, distribution of bonus is a very important aspect. What most organizations do is they just use what they call bonus metric to actually do the bonus distribution. I want to share with you an alternative way in which how bonus can be done. And most of my clients are very happy with how this has been set up already. So let's share with you this. Now, we have a very powerful bonus distribution tools. We also have a very powerful, what we call increment distribution tool. I'll come to that later, but let's look at bonus distributions, all right? Okay, I'll go in and show you the bonus distribution. All right, now this is a bonus distribution tools, or we call smart tools in actual fact. Now, basically, before I go into show example is, here is that there are performance rating band. Now, you can customize this in any way you want, okay? And there are 301 people in this company. Now, the data I'm going to share with you are actually real data. My client actually has been very nice. I took out all the name of the individual, the name of the department, and I mix up everything so you can't see them. So that's why you can see very fictitious name inside, like Lee Chong-wei, you know, there's all kinds of names inside down there. All right, now, what happened down here is there are two ways to do bonus. One is by pool, one is by assign. All right, so this is assign and this is by pool. Now, of course, I want to share with you what is assign. Assign is very straightforward. Here I have 3 to 3.2, 3.4, 3.6, 3.8. So you can see that we even now able to expand the range on how the bonus can be distributed. In the past, most companies have maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 range. We can actually go up to 12 range if you want to, or 8 range or 9 range. That you depend how you want to do it. Now, this particular rating band is 3 to 3.2 because we're using a rating of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So eventually it would be 3.11, 3.2, or 3.45, or things like this. So between 3 to 3.2, it shows there are 17 people down there. So there are 17 people, okay, in this particular case. Between 3.2 to 3.4, there are 32 people. So straight away, you can see that will show you the number of people within each range, if you look at the graph here. Now, I can actually change this combination if I wanted to. I just click here, and I change it to, let's say, different distribution. Okay, so I change the whole distribution now. In this case, I reconfigure. So instead of 3 to 3.2, 3 to 3.15, 3.15 to 3.3, and it will show how the various distributions are done in this particular manner here. So you can do anyhow that you want. Well, let's say I want to change it to the same one we start with. All right, so it's very important that, of course, in this case, before you do bonus, make sure calibration and moderation must be done first. That means to say that, you know, all the results come in. Doesn't matter whether you use a very powerful appraisal system or very primitive appraisal system. Calibration is very important because some manager may be what they call lenient, some manager may be very strict. All right, and some of the parameter results are there. So company needs to do an assessment. All right. So here,
Anthony, your tool doesn't do this balancing or calibration, right?
It does.
It does, okay. Because I see you've got a beautiful bell curve, which is very, in reality, it doesn't happen.
Oh, yes, it doesn't happen. This one so happened. Yeah. This is, you'll be very surprised. The bell curve is never perfect. I won't want to tell you, it's never a perfect bell curve. But so happened in this case, it is almost perfect. This is a real case. Like we have a client which is about 2,000, 4,000, they had 2006 at that time. There will be a little bit dip here and there, but it's still some form of a bell curve. It's not perfect, okay? But the beautiful part of this system, you don't have to worry because it will calculate everything for you, all right? So this happened to be a perfect bell curve, I will say. But that's the reason why I use the data here, all right? But anyway, I just want to share with you this. So this is imperfect here. So of course, we make sure you've done the calibration. So now if I were to do a sign, very simple, what I do is I'll just key in here. In this case, this 17 people, I'll have different salary. I decide to give 1 month bonus. Okay, when you put 1 month bonus, means the 17 people here will get 1 month bonus. the amount comes in 60,990. Now, why 990? Because I round up to 10. I can change the round to 1 if I wanted to. So it allows you to do all kind of roundings mechanism that you want here. All right. So in this case, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, and 5. All right, so it tells me that, so the total cost to my organization is $2.874 million. Of course, here I cannot see anything because in this case, I had choose to populate in using pool, so I can change it to assign. And it will show me what is the total cost to the organization and how the various bonuses are distributed by the various department or sections, if you want to look at it. All right. So that's allowed you to actually do this. But this is only assign. So assign is very simple. You need 2 parameters. You must know, you must have already done this, means who are the people. You already know their performance rating, already moderated already. For Influence Bernard, we also have a very moderating tools. But today, we're not going to look into this. So there are proper moderating tools that you can do here. Here, I assume the result has been moderated. All right. So it's not a problem. So assuming the result has been moderated already, you can actually see the result in this particular manner. Of course, when I go here, it will show me how are the various distributions of bonus being given out. Okay, now that is how it's been done. That is assign. So assign is pretty straightforward. You just have to key in how much you want to give to the respective grouping. Of course, I can change the grouping again. I decided I want to change to this particular grouping. All right. The system will recalculate everything again, okay? And eventually it will tell me it will cost 3.5 million because now suddenly I had to give people 4.5 bonus, 5-month bonus and things like this. All right.
Okay, Anthony, can I just ask you, right?
Please.
If I tell you my kick is 4 million, right?
Yes.
4 million. Or do your system based on the performance, based on the performance rating, put down for me the bonus months across these?
Yes, I'm going to come to this now.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry.
Because just now we do assign. All right. So now to answer the questions, okay, I'm going to click this back again. Let's talk about what you have in mind. Okay, now that's called pool bonus. Pool bonus means the company will make a decision how much of bonus you want to give up. And then you know the rating band. And the other important factors in order to do pool bonus is called bonus factor. We call the pattern of distributions. You have to tell your system how you want to distribute your bonus. All right. So this is a pattern of distribution. The pattern can be any pattern you want. In this case, this is a linear but very linked. I can change the pattern to exponential. If I want to do exponential, means I tell the computers or the application to distribute the bonus, okay, based only an amount in terms of exponential distributed. I can. The only thing here is you must define a pattern. I can change to a steeper pattern. Means in this case, I want to use a linear. So you will do a linear calculations on how the bonus can be distributed. All right.
I can customize, right?
Oh yeah, it can be anything. You can actually change. You can change any kind of pattern you want here. But
okay.
For demo, we just stick to whatever that we want to show first. So it's easy to do that. Everything is customizable. You can actually do any kind of parameter you want. But we always advise most HR or even senior management is to only whatever pattern, when during come to the final decision, always choose only 6 patterns. Don't give management too many choices. It can be a problem. All right. Now, okay, so we solved this part already. So you need to know the range. You need to know the pattern. The next is the amount. Now, I can't see anything here because there's no amount. So let's say the company decided to give 3-month bonus. Now, 3 months doesn't mean it's everybody get 3 months. 3 months means it's typical HR of saying it's 3 multiplied by total salary. So let's say the total salary is 1.2 million. All right, so the 3 month means the company decided want to give 3.6 million. So 3,600,000. So you keep 3.6 million. And when you enter straight away, it will distribute 3.6 million here. But we had to stop somewhere. We cannot allow you to continue to do is what we call calculation or what we call, things like this. So in this case, it will be 3.6 $1,470 more. All right, sometimes it could be less depending on, many conditions. But actually, this is not the issue. The issue is not a problem. At least you know how much you want to distribute. Now, what is interesting, it shows you one thing is this: 3 to 3.2, the 70 people will get 2.34 month of bonus. Now, some people ask me, why is 4 decimal point? You don't have a choice because as long as your salary do not hit, majority say don't hit more than 5 figures, which means 100,000 and above, you have to have 2.3406 months. Unless it's Indonesia, probably you need to have maybe 7 to 8 decimal point, all right? Because people, when it comes to money, they're very good. They will calculate to the very cent and they say the company cheat me or company pay me more a little bit when things like this. I'll come to this later part, maybe next time we got a session to talk about why it had to be in 4 decimal point. Now, what is also interesting, because I use this pattern, this is a linear pattern. What happened is normally I want to show average and high performer. So between 3 to 4. Now, unfortunately, within 3 to 4, you notice that in this case, the difference is only 1.17 month of bonus, which is not very motivating. All right. So it's not very motivating. So in this case, I can now change the pattern. The amount is the same. I just change the pattern and I change to exponential. Now, when I change to exponential, automatically recalculate the whole thing and in between 1.48 month bonus. Just now was 2 something. And now this one is 6.1 month. The difference is 4.46. Now, obviously, which means to say that the amount still around the same, $3.6145 million, and there will be some changes in things like this. Now, exponential looks very good, but exponential has one problem because between 3 to 3.6, the increment is so slow. Only then you pick it up here, between here. So in other words, it is not good at all. So I came to a conclusion, the exponential is never good. It's always use linear, but change the graph, the angle of the graph, all right? The pattern, change it. So in this case, this is very interesting. It shows you now, I have to distribute, that means the group of people here will get about 3.116 month of bonus. Those people in the rating of 4, the 25 people will get 4.4648 month of bonus. So that is very interesting. So you don't care whether the graph is skewed to the right or skewed to the left, the system will calculate for you the actual distribution that you want to give up in this manner. All right, of course, I can now change it to this pattern. So you can see it's very easy to do this. I have worked through the client, and in one particular case, I see that we top management team, and within 2 hours, they get everything all done up very quickly, and actually they're so happy. And sometimes some executive, some top management, all this will only give 1 month, so you can change any kind of pattern. So normally I told HR is like this: you better find out what the management want, because then you experiment with it and you know what are the various criteria for the pattern. Because once you change the pattern, the result will change. Let's say I choose another pattern. I change to another pattern. Let's say I choose this pattern. This is a tapered one, so I can change any pattern I want. Okay, so you can see this is the pattern. I have cases where some of the companies say, okay, for those 3, only give 1 month bonus. So HR, you can actually play with the pattern to see how the bonus can be distributed and so forth. All right. So this is how, of course, I can look here. It will show you how the different bonus pattern, and I can also see which each department get in terms of bonuses. I can look into by department, how much of bonus they get. And okay, so in this case, because I have to click back again, it doesn't show anything. All right, so I can look at, I can look at how the gradings are being distributed. I can even generate a report to each respective division so that they can make their representations in any particular manner that they wanted to. And you show all the necessary information that you want here. And of course, you can even go down to the result, okay, and see which one you get. And of course, we have what a concept called, sorry, I can't even, okay, you can even have a concept called hand of God. Sorry, I think, okay, this one is full charge. You can even add. You can even add, you can actually deduct. Actually, last time we don't have a deduction, but because one of our clients said that he wants to have a deduction, so now we actually add B1 and B2. Now, if you add a B1, means what happened is that you will deduct from the 3.6 million, all right? If I were to add B2, means it will not affect the 3.6 million, All right, so you can actually do in any particular manner you want to do this. Extremely powerful, okay, coupled with the moderating tools. So normally we encourage you use the moderating tool first, find out the moderating, then from the moderating, you can actually, once agreed, you just push back the data inside and straight away you generate the results already. All right, but today I just only want to show you this part on how the bonus are done here. So you can actually use a pool bonus, all right? You can actually use a sign bonus here. But I believe most companies are just using a sign bonus, all right? So this will solve HR tremendous amount of problem time, because as long as the company fixes the amount of bonus you want to give it up, you just have to tabulate, put in the pattern, and you can then distribute in any pattern you want. So you can choose any kind of pattern that you want, and you can see how bonus are being distributed. Okay, so but Bernard, what do you think? I mean, so far this one, any one of you, please.
I mean, it saves time, obviously, right? But we do it once a year anyway. So
yeah.
Normally the finance will come in to help, because HR sometimes make mistakes, errors, and all. Normally, yeah.
So this one is quite good, is that it's unlikely any mistake can be made. And second thing is you can do it live with the management team. It's very useful. And then you can change any kind of patterns, any kind of distribution that you want here. The other thing is this, this method is much a better method than you assign who to get what bonus, because we have done a research with companies. Sometimes the boss can be very, very fair. But because the decision is made, who get what bonuses is considered not fair already. The advantage of this is that you don't even know who get what bonuses. You set the parameter and you distribute in this particular manner. But whoever get the bonuses, you can actually see in this manner, and you can see that already. All right, so you can actually see all kinds of results that you wanted to, and this is how it's been done here. All right. Okay, so I think I've exceeded the time already. So basically, that's just to show you that it is a very powerful tools today, data tracking, data analytics, and all this are simply because you need to have proper data. And big data are always very important, is your primary data must be correct. Once your primary data is there, really, you can do any kind of information that you want here. Of course, if you use our cloud solutions, it's very simple. You don't have to do anything. Pop, you download all the data, go in. We have cloud solution, you actually can analyze it very, very quickly. But what we always do is that when you do cloud solutions, you download, then go into the moderating tool. The moderating tool, we can allow you to do all kinds of moderation that you want to do it in this manner. All right, so that's basically how the system works. Any other question, guys? Anyone got anything on your chat? You can always ask me a question here. All right. Now, some of you who previously attended the workshop, okay, I'm going to save it. You can actually, let me just show you where to look for information. Of course, I go back here. Some of you who have used the system, you can go into here. All right. You can go to performance framework. You can go a bonus distributions. Okay, but you can't click the demo because yours is a PDF file, so you have to click the folder. So the folder, you will then click access to the bonus distribution demo set. You actually can get it straight away, not a problem. Those who attended the previous workshop, you actually can do that in this manner. All right. So of course, eventually, these are the framework that you learn in performance settings and so forth. Okay. All right, I'm going to leave for question here already. Please feel free if you have any questions. All right, I'm going to skip this. Yeah, anyone got any questions? Bernard, I hope I answered some of your questions. I hope that you addressed some of your concerns.
Yes. So for bonus and all that, if I want to now this staff, you go to departmental level, then I want to see last year on average, relative to all the others, historical information, must I log in to another year or?
No. Once you have the data is a historical data, you can actually refer to it already. But what I'm saying is that one thing good is about bonus system is like this. You can actually do it independently if you want to do. I mean, we have clients who actually just get the bonus distribution too, because it saves tremendous amount of time. Because our bonus tool, interestingly, is like this. Even though we have a cloud solution, but when it comes to modern solution, because most of the clients prefer that you don't do a cloud, there are certain things a cloud cannot do, especially analytics in that manner. So what we do is we download the whole thing, you do the calibration, so it is an Excel format. So you can do offline, you don't have to worry about it. Then later parts finish already, you can push it back into the cloud solution. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So anyone got any questions? If not, then I will just share with you this. Now, my purpose today is, of course, it's not to show you everything, because I know some of you who have attended our sessions, you should know very well where I come from. And performance is such a big topic. So today, I just only narrow down to you to show you the importance of analytics. Now, I have a question who threw to me previously when we do a session. Some people ask me, Anthony, do you have to use your smart tool? My answer is this. Actually, the whole concept today is about how to configure the data in such a way you can do analytics. You can actually use, create your own smart tool, you create Excel. The problem here is if you don't able to massage the data all together, it's not good at all. Of course, if you ask me, the best is to go on cloud solution, because that's the best. You can actually analyze this data entry. Don't have to be assuming, of course, the other thing you can do, you have ERP system, you should integrate. But sometimes not all data can come from ERP. Sometimes certain data has to be done individually. Maybe you have an operation throughout the whole country. You can actually, data can come from anywhere else and you can analyze it. Of course, too, you can use Excel, but Excel makes sure that you can actually compile the data in this particular manner here. All right, so that explains to you how data analytics is all about here. All right, now some of you, if you're interested to know more on how to incorporate performance effective in your organization, into your organization, please do contact us and we can arrange a discussions. Because performance management is not so simple. A tool is only an enabler. The tool doesn't help you to do a lot of things, okay? I can give you the best tool in the world, it's not going to help you. Every companies are different. You need to understand your parameters. You need to know what you have, what you do not have, so that eventually we will make sure that the system can be organized in a particular manner here, okay? All right? Yeah. That's basically what I will suggest, that if you're interested, okay? Any more questions? Anyone got any questions? Anything not too sure? I hope that, unfortunately, it's a one hour plus session, so it's just a simple demo to show to you. If you want to have a bit more, what I call comprehensive way to go through your top management or things like this, we can actually arrange to do a demo at your office and then discuss what are the things that we can do. There's no obligations, but in other words, if you need to know more knowledge on this area, please feel free, to contact us. Okay. By the way, just to let you know, my staff will be sending an email also to look into the register ESPO, which is another initiative by government, because part of us, we do performance measurement. We try to making sure the company can embark on this more dynamic assessment on it. Okay. Yeah. All right. No questions?
Maybe one question before you finish. Who is your competition actually?
Who is my competitors?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Generally, I compete with people like SuccessFactors. Okay, I compete with people like SumTotal. All right, so these are some of the competitors that we have. We also compete with HRMS solutions, but most of HR solutions, they don't have very good performance appraisal module. I give you an example. We have a client who use Orisoft. All right, Orisoft actually have a complete whole HRMS plus PMS. But one of my clients, which is E&O, decided to use our performance solutions, okay, instead of using from another HRMS system. So competitor we have, so we compete with some of the international companies as well. Local, yes, we also compete with some. There are 2 or 3 local players also in these areas. But most of the time, they do not have such comprehensive performance solution. They either have assessment, they don't have reward system. Some have a little bit of reward system, but they don't have analytical modules. So our solution is that performance measurement, you must incorporate 2 very important elements, assessment and tracking. Okay, assessment, you only do annual planning, final year assessment, and things like this. So that is only assessment. Performance tracking means you actually can use it to track performance on a daily basis. So you can actually access to the handphone. You can actually go to the handphone. You can actually be very mobile about it. Yeah, we have competitors, but of course, these are some of the international companies that we compete with as well. Okay.
Okay, thanks. So basically, yours is a lot more comprehensive than what's on offer in the market, I presume.
I would say so. I would say so because few of the projects that we got was simply because of the comprehensiveness of our solution, our system. The other thing which I think many of our clients are very happy with us simply because I think we are very service oriented. In fact, we always client always commented about us. They said we are very responsive, okay, to how we find a solution. For me, it's about total solutions. So it's not just about system. We don't sell system. Actually, we don't encourage people to buy system. You must buy a solution. A system is only as good as how much you know how to use the system. Yeah. Then for smaller company, just to let you know, some company, like we have a client which is about 70 old people manufacturing. Unfortunately, in some company they don't have very big HR team. They're only probably one or two, and most HR are very operational oriented. So what my client did was they outsourced the management of performance for them. So we actually do the outsourcing. I mean, they outsource the whole thing. So we manage the whole performance from them from A to Z. Anything they want to do, we manage from our side here. So that's also another solution that we can do, especially for small company. You don't have a lot of budget and you cannot have a dedicated person just to manage PMS. All right. So what you can do is you can actually outsource to us, and we have managing very well. The clients are very happy. All right. So that's why I said, please contact us to discuss more, and let's see what we can do, because I cannot have one solution for all, fit for everybody. Different client have different requirements and so forth. Bigger company has different requirements. Huh? Yeah. Okay. I hope that there's a, I think there's a, let me see. Okay. Somebody asked about Vimigo. Okay. Vimigo, Vimigo is actually more like a sales system than a performance management system. Okay, it is actually a cloud solution. Vimigo, it is so they sell it very, very differently. They are more onto sales. It's a kind of sales system. I won't consider Vimigo as really a performance management system, but they target mostly SME and small companies and things like this. So it is more like I won't say standalone. It is purely just managing sales result, and it don't have the whole infrastructure on how performance needs to be done. Now, I give you an example. When I say this is this, for example, just to share with you this. Okay, so Vimigo don't talk about things like this. They don't talk about framework. They don't talk about framework. They don't have performance criteria, how to distribute criteria. They just basically sell you a system. You garbage in, garbage out, you know, and it's just basically a simple system. They don't look at job grading. Okay, unfortunately, I tell people is performance management is like this. It's a very serious thing. You have to put in effort. It's not something that you say, okay, I got it. I want to do it in this manner. So basically, you have to have framework. So we actually teach people how to do framework. All right. So these are very important. We have a rating system. Okay, in which case we show a rating system, and then we don't measure performance on measure by measures. As I said, Vimigo is more like rewards and like compensation thing, like how to say, salespeople, what do you call that? You're in sales, what do you call that? Commission, something like commission and monthly reward are probably very good for non-executive. I mean, those non-executive level are pretty good in this. So I won't even see that Vimigo will do something that we do here. All right. So basically, that will show you some of the differences that we do here. Second thing is that we follow this method of setting PMS. Maybe we use focus areas method. All right. Then we link focus areas to key result areas and so forth. So anyway, I'm just doing very quick to show those who attended our session will understand what is the difference between Vimigo and SEA. All right, so we actually talk about structures. We talk about how to create a framework, things like this. Okay, I won't go too much in that. I think it's keep information as simple as possible. Yeah, I think there's another question here. Okay, so you have to be very clear about Vimigo, but as I say, they're selling in a big ways, like direct selling kind of approach. You know, everybody goes in and things like this. Right? So they don't provide you any support in this area. I won't say it's a bad system. I won't even dare to say that, but it's just that we and them are different. But they call themselves performance management. I call themselves more on performance tracking. They have the tracking modules more toward that aspect of it. Okay. All right. If you are interested, please do call us so that we can just explore possibility. Okay, guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I hope that you have enjoyed the sessions. All right. Okay, you all have a good day. Please do call us. We will have another sessions probably sometime next month. And there I'm going to talk about competency framework. So this is another free session. I'm going to introduce topics by topic, something that is interesting so that you understand competency framework, how to do it. You also need to understand what's the 4-level assessment method, which is the latest method to do competency model. So at least you can compare the different kind of models that you are using in the industry. All right, very good to you. All of you have a great day. And let me see, there are some more questions. I think there are, let me see, there are some more questions, is it? Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Anthony.
Yeah.
Okay, Ching here. All right, we are in East Malaysia.
Okay.
How do you help us in this area of Malaysia?
Oh, actual fact, let me just share with you this. A year ago from today, Top Foresight has transformed because of COVID-19.
All right.
Because of COVID-19, we are able to provide a whole new platforms of development exercise through using online. When I say online means is that we really transform how we want to do. Currently, we are supporting a client. Just to let you know, we are not supporting a client. We have 2 very big clients in Sabah. One is Benta, the other one is Sawit Kinabalu. Sawit, okay. So Sawit is about 1,000 over staff, this one. And we actually provide very effective way of supporting the client through online. In fact, many things become very innovative in the sense that sometimes when we do a training session with them, we actually record it and give to the client. And they found out it's very good because when you do a face-to-face training, face-to-face is still important. I love to do face-to-face. But certain things like, for example, product training, online is very powerful because why? Every time we finish, we will give the recording to the client. And the client find it very useful. Anything you do not know, they can actually refer to the recording of the thing. In fact, currently, I'm doing a strategy audit exercise for a company in Kuching. Okay, so because the client insisted, the CEO insisted, I must do strategy audit, but I can't go down to Kuching because of the COVID situation. So we actually improvise the whole consulting exercise using Zoom by incorporating smart tool. So eventually it becomes very, very powerful. And in fact, it's even more powerful because it transforms the way how informations are being integrated and so forth. All right. And you don't have to worry about this. In fact, we are very transformed already. To be honest with you, before COVID-19, you don't find me going to Zoom. We don't also have 3 sessions, but we learn to adapt, we learn to grow, we learn to understand how the new norm is going to be like. That's why we are taking this opportunity to give a lot of free sessions, not because of anything else, because in the past, we didn't know how to do it. So today, we are very transformed. I can say that we are busier than ever before the COVID-19. Yeah. So rest assured, not a problem. We can always do a Zoom sessions to find out what you want and so forth. Yeah.
And do you conduct it in Mandarin?
I had to get a Mandarin trainer. I'm fortunate I'm a banana. Yeah, but it's not a problem because we are now working with, I'm now working with a Mandarin speaker. In fact, we are actually launching the Mandarin program sometime either July or August. I mean, just a training program. So that one not a problem, okay? Then the question is, which module will be covered in a cloud-based solution? Okay, Evelyn, is like this. Cloud-based or Excel-based, it's just a platform. It doesn't matter. Of course, you don't have to worry about all the modules can be done, whether it's in clouds, whether in Excel-based, it's not a problem. But of course, it is our intention to encourage now clients to move to cloud because it is by far the most efficient way of managing system. They are just platform. Okay, let me show you between Excel and cloud. Today, we have to do some integration. Now, if you do a PMS on Excel, the only problem is it's not central database. So in other words, if there are 200 people, like one of my clients, you have to send appraisal form to the client, and then after the user will come back. No doubt we have a very smart system. The database is still not integrated. For example, let's say, if I want to know what is your result last year, I had to go and open the appraisal form to look at it. So the only difference was that it doesn't have the central database. The cloud solution, on the other hand, is extremely powerful because I can actually look at this year's performance and I can look at historical result of my last year performance because it is central database. So advantage of cloud is everything is centralized and you can do big data, means you can pick up data and analyze in any manner that you want. So my answer to you is it doesn't matter. All the solution eventually will still go to, if I say you're a small company, let's say maybe there are 20 of you and you don't want to go on cloud because cloud is subscription based. Our subscription is like this. If you have less than 50 people, it's $500 a month subscription. All right. So some people don't like subscription, so that is this. So if you have maybe 20 people, you want to start with Excel based because it's in the office, so it's okay. So I always tell one thing is that you don't have to move to cloud. Well, of course, I love people to move to cloud because you can do big data management. That's very good. All right. That depends on your affordability. So we go by subscription base. The answer is, Evelyn, it doesn't matter. Okay. I always leave to the client what you want to use. But whether you are in cloud or you are in what they call the Excel platform, they're all the same. Okay. In cloud, it's just that in cloud, the structures of performance is the same. All right. It's the same as whether in cloud. I give you an example just to share with this. Just to share with you this, since you're all here. Okay, just to share with you this. Like take for example, bonus criteria. This is built into cloud. So we have a cloud where actually take out all the data. If you're using Excel, okay, there's another section in Excel will take out all the distribution for you. So you don't have to worry. But as I mentioned to you, the only difference between the cloud and Excel platform is the database. Because the database for Excel is not centralized. The cloud solution is all centralized, it's all in the cloud. That's the only difference, all right? So I just want you to be very clear about that. Other than that, everything all remain the same, all right? So there is no disadvantage, whether you, the only big difference is big data management, that's all. Okay? I hope that answered your question, yeah, Evelyn? All right. So I will have another session next month, probably in June. Look forward to see all you back again. Most likely the topics I'll be covering will be competency model. So at least I want all you to understand competency. July, I'm going to talk about distribution framework as well. So that's one topic I might be covering sometime in July. So anyway, keep learning, keep sharing. If you have something that you think that you have interesting, do share with us and we're more than happy to give me a call if you need to, all right? Thank you very much. You'll have a good day, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you very much, yeah. All right, thanks.